They say coffee is good for your heart, your energy, and even your brain. But here's what most people over 60 don't realize. Not all coffee is created equal. Some of the most popular coffees sold in America, the same ones that claim to be healthy or premium, can quietly raise your blood pressure, irritate your stomach, or spike your cholesterol without you noticing. In fact, a recent Harvard review found that certain brewing methods can increase bad LDL cholesterol by up to 30%, and one type of decaf coffee may even expose you to chemical residues used in paint removers. That's right. It's not just about caffeine anymore. Now, if you're over 60, your body doesn't process coffee the same way it did at 30. Your liver, kidneys, and heart become more sensitive to acidity, toxins, and dehydration. So the cup that gave you energy years ago might now be causing fatigue, joint stiffness, or even digestive upset. All without you realizing coffee could be part of the reason. But don't worry. I'm not here to tell you to give up coffee. In fact, the right kind of coffee can actually support your heart, protect your brain, and help you stay active longer. In this video, I'll walk you through the 4 coffees you should never touch after 60, and the 4 that can actually help your body age better. By the end, you'll know exactly what to drink, what to skip, and how to turn your morning cup into something that works for your health, not against it. Now let's start with one of the sneakiest types of coffee that's quietly harming millions of older Americans every single day. Let's start with one that's sitting in almost every pantry. Those little flavored instant coffee packets. They seem harmless, right? Quick, tasty, and convenient. But here's the truth most people don't know. Those mixes are one of the worst choices for anyone over 60. The problem isn't just the coffee, it's the chemicals blended into it. Most flavored instant coffees are packed with artificial additives, hydrogenated oils, and chemical stabilizers that your body simply doesn't process well as you age. Take propylene glycol, for example. It's used to keep the vanilla or caramel flavor smooth and consistent. It's the same compound used in antifreeze and processed foods, and over time, it can stress your kidneys and liver, especially in older adults whose detox systems naturally slow down. Then there's the sugar trap. Many of these flavored mixes contain hidden sugars and corn syrup solids that can spike your blood glucose in minutes, pushing your insulin resistance higher and increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes, a major concern for seniors. To make matters worse, the creamy texture in those mixes usually comes from hydrogenated palm oil or artificial milk powders, both known to raise LDL, bad cholesterol, and cause inflammation. That means more stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. The exact symptoms many people over 60 blame on aging, not their coffee. So what should you do instead? If you enjoy a flavored coffee, make your own. Use organic ground coffee with a touch of real vanilla extract, cinnamon, or unsweetened cocoa powder. You'll get the flavor you love without the chemical overload. Next, we'll look at another hidden danger, not in your coffee itself, but in what most people add to it every morning. Now let's talk about something that might be sitting right next to your coffee maker. Those non-dairy or sugar-free creamers that promise to be a healthier choice. Here's the problem. Most of them are anything but healthy, especially if you're over 60. When you look closely at the label, you'll notice words like hydrogenated oil, corn syrup solids, and titanium dioxide. Let's unpack that for a second. Hydrogenated oils are a source of trans fats, which the American Heart Association has clearly linked to higher LDL cholesterol and increased risk of heart disease, something no senior can afford to ignore. Titanium dioxide, meanwhile, is a chemical whitening agent used in paint and sunscreen. It gives creamer its milky color, but does nothing for your health. In fact, it may contribute to oxidative stress, meaning more inflammation and cellular aging. And those corn syrup solids? They act just like sugar in your bloodstream. Even 1 tablespoon can spike your blood sugar faster than a candy bar, which leads to that familiar mid-morning crash. And over time, can worsen insulin resistance and abdominal weight gain. Now here's where it gets tricky. Many of these creamers also contain artificial sweeteners like sucralose or acesulfame K. While they have 0 calories, research shows they can disrupt gut bacteria, leading to bloating, slower metabolism, and even sugar cravings later in the day. So what can you do instead? If you love a creamy cup, go for real food options. A splash of organic milk, unsweetened almond milk, or even fortified oat milk. Your body recognizes real nutrients and handles them better, giving you steady energy without inflammation. Next, we'll look at a coffee that seems safer, decaf, but has a hidden chemical secret most people have never heard about. Now, I know what you're thinking, but doctor, I switched to decaf so I could protect my heart and sleep better. And that's a smart move, in theory. But here's the truth. Most coffee drinkers don't realize not all decaf is created equal. Many store-bought and restaurant decaf coffees are processed using harsh chemical solvents. The most common one being methylene chloride. Yes, that's the same compound used in paint thinners and degreasers. It's used to strip caffeine from the beans quickly and cheaply. Here's the problem. Even though companies claim that most of it evaporates, small chemical residues can remain in the final coffee. And when you drink it daily, your body, especially your liver and kidneys, has to process those toxins over and over again. For someone over 60, that's risky. Your liver's detox capacity naturally slows down with age, and constant exposure to these residues can increase inflammation, headaches, or even mild cognitive issues over time. Some studies even suggest that chronic low-level methylene chloride exposure can affect memory and concentration, which are already sensitive areas for older adults. So what's the safer choice? Look for labels that say Swiss water process or mountain water process. These methods use only water, time, and temperature to remove caffeine, no chemicals, no residue. You'll still get the smooth, mellow taste of decaf without putting unnecessary stress on your liver or nervous system. And if you're sensitive to caffeine, limit yourself to 1 or 2 cups of these cleaner decaf versions a day. Your heart, brain, and energy will thank you. Next, let's talk about one of the most surprising and misunderstood coffee styles. The kind that looks natural and strong, but can quietly push your cholesterol through the roof. Now, this next one surprises almost everyone, especially people who love strong, European-style or traditional brews. I'm talking about unfiltered coffee, the kind made in a French press, Turkish pot, or boiled on the stove. It might taste rich and bold, but if you're over 60, this brewing style can quietly cause real damage to your heart and arteries. Here's why. Unfiltered coffee contains 2 natural oils called cafestol and koel. These compounds aren't dangerous in small amounts, but when they're not filtered out, they can raise LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, by up to 20% in just a few weeks. In fact, a large European study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults who drank unfiltered coffee daily had a 30% higher risk of dying from cardiovascular disease compared to those who use paper filters. That's a huge difference. And it's not because of caffeine. It's because those oils slip right past your digestive system and go straight into your bloodstream, triggering inflammation and plaque buildup. For older adults, especially anyone with high cholesterol, blood pressure, or a history of heart problems, that can be dangerous. Plus, boiled coffee is much more acidic, which means it can irritate your stomach lining and worsen reflux, indigestion, or ulcers, all issues that become more common after 60. So what's the fix? It's simple. Use a paper filter or a drip coffee maker. That thin paper layer traps almost all the cafestol and koel, giving you the same rich flavor with far less risk. Now that we've covered the worst offenders, let's flip the script. Because when you brew it the right way, coffee can actually protect your heart, brain, and energy, especially as you age. All right, we've talked about the coffees you should stay far away from. And I know that can sound a little discouraging at first, but here's the good news. Not all coffee is bad news for people over 60. In fact, when it's brewed the right way and paired with the right ingredients, coffee can become one of the best natural health tools you use every single morning. I always tell my patients this. It's not about quitting coffee, it's about choosing smarter coffee. Because certain types of coffee actually support heart function, boost focus, and protect your brain from age-related decline. Some even help regulate blood sugar and improve digestion, benefits that become more important with each decade of life. The key difference comes down to how it's grown, how it's roasted, and how it's brewed. Organic beans carry fewer pesticides, medium roasts protect more antioxidants, and filtered brewing keeps your cholesterol in check. Small details, big impact. And the best part? You don't need to spend a fortune or give up your favorite morning ritual. With just a few tweaks, and a better understanding of what your body really needs after 60, Your daily cup can start working for you, not against you. So in the next few chapters, we'll go over the 4 best types of coffee for older adults, the ones that boost energy gently, support heart and brain health, and help you feel sharper and stronger through the day. Let's start with one of the simplest but most effective choices, the kind of coffee that gives you antioxidant power without the harsh side effects of strong roasts. Let's start with one of the best all-around choices for adults over 50, organic, medium roast Arabica coffee. It's smooth, gentle on the stomach, and packed with antioxidants that help your body fight inflammation and support healthy aging. Here's why this type stands out. Arabica beans are naturally lower in caffeine and less acidic than Robusta, which makes them easier on your digestive system and heart. That's important because as we age, our stomach lining becomes more sensitive, and too much acid or caffeine can lead to reflux, jitters, or blood pressure spikes. A medium roast hits that perfect balance. It preserves most of coffee's natural antioxidants, especially compounds like chlorogenic acid, which can help reduce blood sugar levels and protect your arteries. At the same time, the medium roast smooths out bitterness, giving you that rich aroma without the harsh bite of darker roasts. But here's the real game changer: organic. Choosing organic beans means they're grown without synthetic pesticides or fertilizers, which reduces your daily chemical load. For people over 60, that's critical. Your liver already works hard managing medications, hormones, and metabolism. The last thing it needs is more toxins from your morning cup. When my older patients make this simple switch from standard supermarket blends to organic medium roast Arabica, they often notice fewer stomach issues, steadier energy, and even better sleep. So if you want a heart-friendly, antioxidant-rich brew that supports energy without overstimulating your system, this is your coffee. Next, let's move on to a slightly bolder choice that offers an even deeper flavor and a surprising benefit for your liver and metabolism. If you're looking for a coffee that gives you steady, focused energy without the crash, this one might surprise you. Light roast coffee, blended with a teaspoon of MCT or coconut oil. Now, I'm not talking about those heavy butter coffee trends that overload you with fat. I mean a simple, balanced cup that pairs a clean light roast with a healthy fat source. And here's why that combination works so well for older adults. Light roast coffee naturally contains the highest level of antioxidants, especially chlorogenic acid, the same compound linked to lower blood sugar, better metabolism, and improved brain function. Unlike darker roasts, light roast beans preserve these delicate nutrients, which help reduce inflammation and protect your heart and blood vessels. When you add a small amount of MCT oil, medium-chain triglycerides, or organic coconut oil, you give your brain and body a steady source of clean energy. MCTs are absorbed directly into the bloodstream and converted into ketones, a fuel that helps support memory, mental clarity, and even mild cognitive decline. Many of my patients over 60 notice a difference within a week. Fewer mid-morning crashes, sharper focus, and less hunger between meals. Plus, healthy fats help balance caffeine absorption, meaning you get smoother energy that lasts longer without feeling jittery. If you blend it well or use a milk frother, it turns into a creamy, satisfying drink that supports metabolism, focus, and heart health all at once. Next, we'll look at a more specific brew that's not only delicious, but also proven to protect your liver and lower inflammation, something every adult over 50 should know about. Now, this next one might sound unusual, but stay with me. Mushroom coffee, sometimes called adaptogenic coffee, has become one of the smartest options for people over 50 who want to enjoy coffee's benefits without the side effects. What makes it different is what's inside. Instead of being just roasted beans, it's blended with medicinal mushrooms like lion's mane, reishi, or chaga, all of which have been studied for their incredible effects on the brain, immunity, and inflammation. Let's break that down. Lion's mane supports memory, focus, and nerve health. Some research even suggests it may help slow age-related cognitive decline. Reishi is known as the calm mushroom. It supports your immune system and helps regulate sleep and stress hormones, a big plus if you struggle with insomnia or fatigue. Chaga is packed with antioxidants that can help lower inflammation and protect your liver, something that's especially helpful if you take daily medications. Together, these ingredients balance coffee's natural caffeine, giving you gentle, steady energy instead of jitters or crashes. Many older adults notice they can enjoy their morning cup again, even if regular coffee used to upset their stomach or make them anxious. And don't worry, it doesn't taste like mushrooms. Most brands use mild, earthy blends that mix perfectly with almond milk or a touch of cinnamon. If you're looking for a smarter, low-stress way to keep coffee in your life, this is one of the best. Next, let's talk about the ultimate upgrade, a type of coffee that supports both your heart and brain, and may even extend your healthy years. If I had to pick just one coffee that delivers the most benefits for adults over 50, it would be this one. Filtered black coffee with a sprinkle of cinnamon or unsweetened cocoa. Simple? Absolutely. But don't underestimate it. This combination offers a powerful mix of flavor and real health protection. Let's start with the filtered black coffee part. Using a paper filter removes nearly all the oily compounds that raise LDL cholesterol, which we talked about earlier. That means you still get coffee's heart-friendly antioxidants, but without the cardiovascular risks of unfiltered brewing. Studies show that filtered coffee drinkers have lower rates of heart disease and longer lifespans than those who drink unfiltered or instant coffee. Now add a little cinnamon. Not the sugary kind, just a light sprinkle of pure ground cinnamon. Cinnamon has been shown to help regulate blood sugar and improve insulin sensitivity, a big win for anyone managing diabetes or prediabetes. It also adds a natural sweetness so you can skip the sugar without losing taste. Or if you prefer a richer flavor, mix in unsweetened cocoa powder. Cocoa is rich in flavonoids, the same antioxidants that help lower blood pressure, improve circulation, and boost brain function. Combined with coffee's natural caffeine, it can gently enhance mood, alertness, and energy without overstimulation. So when you combine filtered black coffee with a touch of cinnamon or cocoa, you're supporting your heart, brain, and metabolism all at once. It's simple, affordable, and incredibly effective. Exactly what good health should be. Next, let's wrap everything up with a quick doctor's summary. How to build your perfect morning coffee routine for better energy, digestion, and focus every single day. So let's bring it all together. Coffee isn't the enemy. It's a tool. The real difference lies in how you choose it, how you brew it, and how it fits into your daily routine. For adults over 50, your body handles caffeine, acids, and fats differently than it did years ago. That's why it's so important to pick coffee that supports your energy, not drains it. Here's the simple formula I give my patients. Choose clean beans. Go for organic Arabica whenever possible. You'll avoid unnecessary pesticides and chemicals that burden your liver. Brew it smart. Use a paper filter or drip method to reduce cholesterol-raising oils. Enhance it naturally. Skip the sugar and flavored creamers. Instead, use cinnamon, cocoa, or a splash of oat milk for taste and health benefits. Time it right. Enjoy your coffee after breakfast, not on an empty stomach. That helps prevent acid reflux, shakiness, and mid-morning energy crashes. Keep it moderate. 1 to 2 cups a day is the sweet spot for most adults. Beyond that, your sleep, hydration, and blood pressure can start to take a hit. When you follow these small steps, coffee stops being just a habit. It becomes part of your wellness plan. You'll feel the difference. Steadier energy, clearer focus, and better digestion throughout the day. Because at this stage of life, it's not about drinking more coffee, it's about drinking it smarter. Next, in the final section, I'll share a few bonus doctor tips, quick add-ons that make your daily cup even more powerful for heart, brain, and longevity. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with a few quick doctor-approved tricks that can take your daily coffee from pretty good to powerfully healthy. These are small tweaks I've shared with many of my patients, and they make a real difference, especially after age 50. 1. Always hydrate first. Drink a full glass of water before your morning coffee. Why? Coffee is mildly dehydrating, and starting your day already low on fluids can lead to fatigue, headaches, and constipation. Things we definitely want to avoid as we get older. 2. Add minerals back in. If you use filtered or bottled water, add a tiny pinch of sea salt or trace mineral drops. That helps your body balance electrolytes and supports nerve and muscle function, especially if you take medications that flush out sodium or potassium. 3. Protect your stomach. Never drink coffee on an empty stomach. Pair it with a small breakfast. Something like oatmeal, yogurt, or whole grain toast. That keeps your blood sugar stable and reduces acid irritation. 4. Mind the timing. Avoid coffee within 6 hours of bedtime. Even if you don't feel it, caffeine can quietly interfere with deep sleep, the kind your brain needs for memory and repair. 5. Add brain boosters. A dash of cinnamon, cocoa, or turmeric gives your coffee anti-inflammatory and antioxidant benefits, and helps protect against cognitive decline. Small changes, big impact. When you start your mornings this way, your coffee becomes more than a habit. It becomes a healthy ritual for long-term energy, clarity, and longevity. At the end of the day, the most important thing I tell every patient is this: listen to your body. No two people react to coffee the same way. And that's especially true as we age. If your heart races after a cup, if you feel jittery, or if your sleep suffers, your body's sending a message. It doesn't mean you have to quit coffee entirely. It just means you may need to adjust the timing, the type, or the strength. Try keeping a small coffee diary for 1 week. Write down when you drink it, how much and how you feel afterward, more energy, any bloating, sleep quality, etc. Within days, you'll start to see clear patterns. Once you know what works for you, you'll have the power to enjoy coffee in a way that truly supports your health, instead of fighting it. Remember, after 50, your metabolism slows, your hormone levels shift, and your hydration needs change. What worked in your 30s might not feel the same now, and that's completely normal. Coffee can be a wonderful part of healthy aging when used with awareness and moderation. So, keep it simple. Clean beans, smart brewing, balanced routine, and a body-first mindset. Now let's talk about how small daily choices, not just your coffee, can transform your energy, focus, and heart health long-term. Coffee is just one part of a bigger picture, a small daily ritual that can either support or sabotage your health. When you pair it with the right habits, it becomes a true wellness booster. Here's what I recommend to my patients over 50. Eat a protein-rich breakfast. It stabilizes blood sugar and keeps your energy steady after coffee. Move your body every day. Even a 15-minute walk helps your circulation and keeps your heart strong. Prioritize quality sleep. Limit caffeine after lunch and create a bedtime wind-down routine. Stay hydrated. For every cup of coffee, drink at least 1 cup of water. Check your labs. Keep an eye on blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. They tell the real story of how your coffee and lifestyle affect your health. And don't forget, moderation is medicine. 1 to 2 cups a day of high-quality filtered coffee can offer heart, brain, and metabolic benefits. But more isn't always better. When you combine smart coffee habits with a balanced diet, movement, and rest, you're setting up your body for energy and vitality at any age. Now let's wrap this up with a quick closing message, one that'll keep you inspired to take charge of your health, 1 cup at a time. So here's the bottom line. Coffee can either hurt you or help you. The difference lies in what's in your cup, how often you drink it, and how you treat your body around it. If you've watched this far, that already tells me something important. You care about your health, and you're ready to make smart, lasting changes. You don't need to quit coffee. You just need to choose smarter. Go for organic beans, filtered brews, and natural add-ins like cinnamon or cocoa. Avoid chemical decaf, sugary creamers, and unfiltered methods that harm your heart. And most importantly, enjoy the ritual. Take a deep breath, savor your morning, and know that every small choice you make adds up to better health, stronger energy, and a clearer mind. As a doctor, I've seen one simple habit, like switching to cleaner coffee, spark a chain reaction. People start eating better, moving more, and sleeping deeper. It all starts with awareness. So tomorrow morning, when you pour that first cup, remember, you're not just drinking coffee. You're investing in your heart, your brain, and your future. Drink smarter, live better, and keep taking care of yourself, 1 cup at a time.